And we are live. What's going on, everybody? This your boy King Gabe here. Running a little late, but hey, we're here. And say, doing make us say we're here. About to get into this next part of the book of Numbers here from chapters 16 through 20, as I stated in the thumbnail and messages. Oh, excuse me. It looks like we're about to get. Looks like some of Israel is starting to rebel, and it's kind. It seemed like it's a. 'Cause remember in the last Bible reading, we the there was a whole they were rebelling in that one a bit there about different things like they wanted food and stuff. They didn't want that. They say that man, we getting tired of manna. We had some good stuff in Egypt there, so so they was talking about the food stuff like that. Then in the midst of those chapters we read last time, they were sent out to spy out the land that was going to be promised to them. Uh, Joshua and Cave and Joshua and Cable they said, well, yeah, there's, yeah, we do see the giants and stuff over there, but hey, we got God with us, we can take him. But everybody else didn't quite agree, and well, uh yeah, God didn't like that doubt there. Then they was like, so yeah, this is why they started wandering the wilderness for 40 years there. So to die off the generation that doubted there. However, in the midst of this, it seems that well, this is now causing yet another rebellion there, leading into what we're about to look at today. So, oh boy, the saga continues. The biblical soap opera, in a way. So, yep. So let's go and dive right into this. We're not going to waste any time because Israel, not all of us, some of them are pretty impatient right now. And this actually relates to real life because, sometime in, like I say, a lot of times we ask God for things in life. And so a lot of times the things we ask God for, it don't seem like we get, like, well, why am I not getting it now? I'm praying for it. I'm praying for it. And much like Israel, some of us start, not only just complaining about it, but yeah, kind of like seriously, yeah, what's going on? And and yeah, having a bit of a mouth there. So, yeah, but the thing is, yeah, it's like I say, it's not easy to play the waiting game. Humanly speaking, it's not easy to play the wait. To be patient there, but as Big Sis Casey told me, with me and Christina, still working at having our first child and everything. One thing Big Sis Case told me, it can happen for you, but it's on God's time. So when the right time comes, you'll have that child will come, just like for Abraham and Sarah, like for Isaac and Rebecca, and even for Joseph and Rachel. There, not Joseph. I'm sorry, Jacob and Rachel. Yeah, so yeah, like I say, it happens on God's time there. So that's the thing we gotta realize there. And again, like I say, humanly speaking, sometimes, yeah, it can be a little difficult on the human side of us there, but that's one reason why it's so important to keep ourselves immersed uh, in the Word of God and the Spirit of God, and definitely don't stop praying there. Yeah, so like I say, it is a patience. Patience is a virtue. And they always say good things come to those who wait. So you never, like I say, and also God knows us better than we know ourselves. So that's another way to look at it. There, Obviously, one thing, I have to even remind myself of, more than likely, I got probably some things going on and and situations that need, that obviously we're going to need when Christine actually does get pregnant and lead up to, birthing the child, and then having to take care of child, be it boy or girl. Yeah, there's obviously going to be things needed, preparing for it, then also things after, on after, um, just like when me and her were preparing, when I proposed to her, we were preparing to get married. There was things that had to be prepared for that, and um, I may as I probably I may have mentioned it before, whether it be on this channel, some at some point, or possibly in the video of how we met, or in a video on the previous channels. But one thing about when me and Christina first got engaged, we had no idea. We was thinking about, like, oh, what our wedding would be like. We was thinking about like an outdoor or indoor wedding. Ended up being, in the church, traditional. But we was trying to determine like what the wedding be like, where it would what it would be at the church or the convention center, something like that. Then we was trying to think like what we were gonna stay at and stuff like that, and having a good price, and how we was gonna make arrangements for, the for, like, and to say tending to different things in our living quarters and life afterwards and stuff like that. Yeah, and then so on and so on. Not to mention, like I say, we both got cars now, but back then, um, she didn't even she not only did she not have a car, but she didn't even have a license. She didn't get a license until after we got married. Uh, so yeah, that was something to, yeah, that kind of, like I say, going into. So yeah, that's one thing about it. It's a lot. It's different with everyone, but it's a lot going in it. But one thing about it, we're here by the grace of God. It took some doing, but like I say, with patience and some time, good Lord was able to bring us where we're at now, and still going for it. So yeah, we'll do the same thing for the kids. That's all. Now we're going into the first chapter for tonight, um, chapter 16, Korah's rebellion. There's a couple other characters in here that are very familiar. They're very familiar to anybody who's watched any biblical movie, like, say, Ten Commandments, for example. I'll point it out when we get there. Now, Korah, the son of Izhar, son of son of Korah, son of Levi, and Dathan, and Abraham, the sons of Eliab, and the son of Pilah, sons of Reuben, took men, and they rose up before Moses with a number of the people of Israel, 250 chiefs of the congregation, chosen from the assembly, well known men. They assembled themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said to them, "You have gone too far, for all in the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Why do you exalt yourselves above the assembly of the Lord?" When the Moses heard it, he fell on his face, and he said to Korah and his company, "In the morning the Lord will show who he is and who is holy, and will bring him near to him, the one whom he chooses. He will bring them near to him. Do this, take sentence, Korah and his company, put fire in them and incense in them before the Lord tomorrow, and the man whom the Lord chooses shall be the holy one. You have gone too far, sons of Levi." And Moses said to Korah, "Hear now, you sons of Levi, Is it too small of a thing that the God of Israel has separated you from the congregation to bring you near to himself, to do to them and what he has brought you near him, and all your brothers, the sons of Levi, say, with you? And would you seek the priesthood also? Therefore, it is against the Lord that you and all your company have gathered together. What is Aaron that you grumble against him? And Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eli. And they say, we will not come up. It is a small thing that you have brought us out of the land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness, that you also make yourself a prince over us. This is sounding very familiar. Moreover, have you not brought us into the land flowing with milk and honey, nor given us inheritance of the fields and the vineyards? Will you put out our eyes with these men? We will not come up. And Moses was very angry and said to the Lord, do not respect their offering. I have not taken one donkey from them. I have not harmed one of them. Already. Okay, so anybody viewing that has watched the Ten Commandments movie, that name Dathan, that member in the Ten Commandments. Now, of course, it was a movie. While they did pull a lot of things from the Bible, there was also at the same time some stuff that was added in there. Of course, the parts of the story before Moses realized he was Hebrew and escaped to Midian and then let my people go. Obviously, that was probably adding, that whole thing, Nefertiti and all that. But okay, now that's probably kind of an obvious added. But after let my people go, the plagues, the cross of the Red Sea, and now they're in the wilderness. In the Ten Commandments movie, when they were, if there was a character Dathan, and this is a character in the Bible. This is a actual character in the Bible here. That actually is rebelled against Moses, and that line that really struck a familiar chord was, "Have you made a prince over us and failed to bring us into this land of milk and honey?" So in the how they took this, what we're reading here in the movie, they had Dathan as the Hebrew overseer when the children of Israel were enslaved in Egypt. Then when they were free, he went with them. And then they were cornered at the Red Sea. And Moses was telling them, fear not. And they just like, where are we gonna go? Into the sea? He has delivered you to death. Yeah. So then, even with the splitting of the Red Sea, they crossed it and then drowned the other Egyptians. Dathan still wanted to have a mount. Still had the nerve to talk smack. While Moses was up in the mountain and got them all to build the golden calf. Then and so that's what was in the movie, and so what came after the golden calf in the movie is what we're about to read here in the book of Numbers. So I'm going to point it out when we get to it. So let's keep reading. Yeah, that's one, and that's also one. Like I said before, I'm not saying hey, still Ten Commandments is still a great movie to watch. Prince of Egypt is a good movie to watch. Jesus with Jeremy Sisto, real good Jesus. That's my favorite Jesus movie. Son of God. That's honestly, it is a good movie. Still check it out. But that would actually be my second favorite because, like I say, I just really like the Jeremy Sisto version of Jesus. I don't, Son of God. I still enjoy it too. I just like the Jeremy Sisto more in first place there. I like how they portray Jesus' character in that movie there. as well, and telling the story and stuff. The Nativity story, real good movie. So these are some real good biblical movies. You definitely check out the animated greatest adventure stories from the Bible for your kids and stuff. I binge watched through that series for a couple of weeks there, leading up to today. So, but like I say, in watching all of that, still don't forget to read your Bible. You can watch those, but still read your Bible, because obviously, because while they do get a lot of things right, majority the ones that I've mentioned, majority of the things in there are right, but there's a few things, and a lot of it, do, like, especially the movies mostly, because they, spectacle stuff like that. So obviously there's gonna be changes here and there. Probably the biggest change would be Prince of Egypt, when they, instead of having Moses and Aaron come to the palace, they had Moses and his wife come to the palace for some reason. So yeah, and Aaron didn't really stand beside Moses until they walked out of Egypt. So yeah, so that's why I say yeah, but it's still, but you still can enjoy the movies. Just make sure you still read your Bible, like you should. That way you can know, okay, okay, yeah, I like this, but that was a little different though. If this was in the Bible here, so that way you know. That way you know when you're watching the movie what part is in the Bible and what part. Okay, they kind of changed that a little bit. Okay, so that way you know. Okay, so I guess my lighting changed a bit. Okay, anyway. So Moses said to Korah, "Be present, you and all your company, before the Lord, you and they and Aaron tomorrow, and let everyone you take his censer put incense upon it. Everyone you bring before the Lord and his censer, 250 censers also, and Aaron each his censer. Every man took his censer and put it into the fire and laid incense upon them, and stood at the entrance of the tent of the meeting with Moses and Aaron. And Korah assembled all the congregation against them at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and the glory of the Lord appeared to all the congregation. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, and saying, separate yourselves from among this congregation, so I may consume them in the moment. And they fell on their faces and said, "O God, the God of spirit and all flesh, shall one man sin, and you be angry with all the congregation?" And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Say to the congregation, get away from the dwelling of Korah, Dathan, and Abram." Like, get away from them. Hey, get away from them right now. Away from them right now. Y'all want me to say, get away from them three. I ain't playing with y'all now. So, and then Moses rose, went to Dathan and Abram, and the elders of Israel followed him. He spoke to the congregation, "Depart from these tents of these wicked men, touch nothing of theirs, lest you be swept away with all their sins." So they got away from their dwelling, and Korah and Dathan and Abram. And Dathan and Abrams came out and stood at the door of their tents together with their wives and their sons and their little ones. And Moses said, "Hereby you shall know that the Lord has sent me to do all these works, and it has not been on my own accord. If these men die as all say as they oh yeah, my little one, say, if these men die as all men die, or if they are visited by the fate of all mankind, then the Lord has not sent me. But if the Lord creates something new, and the ground opens up and its mouth swallows them up with all that belongs to them, and they go down alive into Sheol, then you shall know these men have despised the Lord." He say, into Sheol. SHEOL. Let me see what we get. What we get? What's going on? Let's see what this means. Meaning in the Bible. Oh my! So it's a okay. So SHEOL is the Hebrew word for the realm of the dead or the grave, a spiritual place where the departed go to await resurrection. While in the Old Testament it does not clearly distinguish between the destinations of righteous and the wicked, Sheol is often described as a shadowy or moral place, synonymous with the grave and a pit. It is common uh, receptacle for all departed souls, regardless of their life on earth. Hmm. Okay. So it's a place of no activity. And the place of no activity, the dead in Sheol described as being in a state of unconsciousness, unable to praise God or engage in any spiritual activity, and is not hell initially, while some later biblical texts such as Revelation use concepts like uh, Gehenna to describe the place of eternal punishment for the wicked. Sheol in the Old Testament is not primarily the place of suffering for the wicked, but rather a neutral destination for all the dead. Mm. So okay, so it could so it's the it was pretty much where the departed so it's where they go to await a resurrection. Hmm. Okay. So interesting. Just learned something here. And Mo. Okay, so Sheol, baby. Here by the Lord. And as soon and see that's okay. Well, let me read a little bit more first. As soon as he had finished speaking all these words, the ground under them split apart, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up with their households and all the people who belonged to Korah and all their goods. They they and all that perished in the midst of the assembly, all of Israel who were around them fled at their cry, for they say, lest the earth swallow us up. And fire came out and consumed the 250 men offering incense. Oh boy, fire came about. And then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, tell Eleazar, the son of Aaron, for the priests to take up the censers out of the blaze and scatter the fire far and wide, for they have become holy as the censers. For these men who have sinned at the cost of their lives, let them be made into hammered plates as a covering for the altar. For they offered them before the Lord, and they became holy as a sign. Thus they shall be a sign of the people of Israel. For Eleazar, the priest, took the bronze censers which those who were burned had offered, and they were hammered out as a covering for the altar to be a reminder to the people of Israel, so that no outsider who is not descendant of Aaron should draw near and burn incense before the Lord, lest he become like Korah and his company, as the Lord said to him through Moses. But on the next day, all the congregation of the people of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron. Oh boy, saying, "You have killed the people of the Lord." And when the congregation had assembled against Moses, they turned toward the tent of the meeting, and behold, a cloud covered it, and the glory of the Lord appeared. Moses and Aaron came from the front of the tent of meeting, and the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, get away from the midst of this congregation, that I may consume them in this moment. They fell on their face, and Moses said to Aaron, take your censer and put the fire on it of the altar, and lay incense, and carry it quickly to the congregation and make atonement for them, for the wrath has gone out from the Lord, and the plague has begun. So Aaron took it as Moses said and ran in the midst of the assembly. Behold, the plague had already begun among the people, and he put on the incense and made atonement for them, and stood between the dead and the living, and the plague stopped. Now those who died in the plague were 14,700, besides those who died in the affair of Korah. And Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance of the tent in the meeting when the plague stopped. Oh boy! So as we just heard, as I just read in here, the ground opened up and swallowed them. In the Ten Commandments movie, what they did with that was here in the book of Numbers, they took that scene, they took that and merged it at the end of when Moses came down and found out they had built the golden calf, and had Dathan, going back and forth with Moses, about his job, like, hey, well, you ain't led to no promised land or anything like that. He's like, what did you carve those? It's like the Ten Commandments. What did you carve those to make yourself a prince over us? And Moses said, those who do not live by the law shall die by the law. And threw the Ten Commandments at the golden calf, and it exploded into fire. And for the movie version, that made the ground open up and swallow some of the people up there. So yeah, and then before that happened, he said, those who are say, join me if you're on the side of the Lord. So everybody who's still on the side of the Lord came over there near Moses, and everybody else got swallowed up with Dathan now. So yeah, so that was what they did. The ground opened up and swallowing those who were against God was something that was taken away from the book, away from this chapter in Numbers, and brought over into what was still supposed to be Exodus, with the golden calf story. So that's kind of now how that originally happened. It's sort of like the nativity story. Whenever they show an adaptation of the nativity, one of the things that they always it's a small detail, but they always it seemed like most of the time they always, like, how the shepherds came to see Jesus after he was born, because the angel Gabriel told them, Christ is born, the Son of God, saying they came to see Jesus. But then they have the wise men show up either with the shepherds or right after the shepherds, like a few minutes after them, when originally in the Bible's text, the wise men didn't show up until Jesus was like 2 years old after his birth there. And that's why when they did not go back to King Herod, that's why King Herod had the decree of every male child 2 years and under to die, because Jesus at this point had become 2 years old there. So now that's they always do that. Only adaptation I've seen that's actually done it exactly the way the Bible texts go for the wise men is Manga Messiah there, which is not a movie, but it's actually a manga that's actually a translation of the birth of Jesus. And then from there, pretty much the life of Jesus from, his like little boy and, doing his miracles as an adult, and then to the crucifixion and stuff there. So, yep. Now with the 17th chapter, Aaron's staff buds. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the people of Israel and get from them staffs for each, one for each father's house, from all their chiefs according to their father's houses, 12 staffs. Write each man's name on his staff, and write Aaron's name on the staff for Levi. For there shall be one staff for one head of each father's house. Then you shall deposit them in the tent of the meeting before the testimony, where I meet with you, and the staff of the man whom I choose shall sprout. Thus you will make to cease from me the grumblings of the people of Israel, which they grumbled against you. Moses spoke to the people of Israel, and all their chiefs gave him staffs for each one for each chief according to their fathers' house, 12 staffs, and the staff of Aaron was among their staffs. And Moses deposited the staffs before the Lord in the tent of the testimony. On the next day, Moses went into the tent of the testimony, and behold, the staff of Aaron for the house of Levi had sprouted and put forth buds and produced blossoms, and it bore ripe almonds. Then Moses brought out all the staffs from before the Lord and all the people of Israel, and they looked, and each man took his staff. And the Lord said to Moses, put back the staff of Aaron before the testimony to be kept as a sign for the rebels, that you may make an end of their grumblings against me, lest they die. Thus did Moses, and as the Lord commanded, and so he did. And the people of Israel all said to Moses, behold, we perish, we are undone, we are all undone. Everyone who comes near the tabernacle of the Lord shall die, or we all to perish. Let's go into the 18th chapter, the duties of the priest and Levite. That's better. So the Lord said to Aaron, you and your sons and your father's house with you shall bear iniquity connected with the sanctuary, and you and your sons with you shall bear iniquity connected with your priesthood, and with you bring your brothers also, the tribe of Levi and the tribe of your father, and they may join you and minister to you, while you and your sons with you before the tent of the testimony. They shall keep guard over you and over the whole tent, but shall not come near to the vessels of the sanctuary or to the altar, lest they and you die. They shall join you and keep guard over the tent of meeting for all the service of the tent, and no outsider shall come near you, and you shall keep guard over the sanctuary and over the altar, that there may never again be wrath on the people. And behold, I have taken your brothers, the Levites, from among the people. They are a gift to you, given to the Lord, to do service in the tent of the meeting. And you and your sons shall guard your priesthood for all that concerns the altar that is within the veil, and you shall serve. I give your priesthood as a gift. Any outsider who comes near shall be put to death. Then the Lord spoke to Aaron, behold, I have given you charge of the contributions made to me, all of the consecrated things of the people of Israel. I have given them to you as a portion, and to your sons as perpetual due. This shall be yours of the most holy things reserved from the fire, every offering of theirs, every grain offering of theirs, and every sin offering of theirs, and every guilt offering of theirs, which they render to me, shall be most holy to you and to your sons. In the most holy place you shall eat it. Every male may eat. It is holy to you. This is also yours, the contribution of their gifts. All the wave offerings of the people of Israel, I have given them to you, and your sons and your daughters with you, as a perpetual due. Everyone who is clean in your house may eat it. all the best of the oil, all the best of the wine, and of the grain, and the first fruits of what they give to the Lord, I give to you. The first ripe fruits of all that is their land, which, hey, what's going on? The one EJS, man. Hey, man, you as let me let's go let you know there was something. There was a special part you missed back in the 16th chapter. You remember Ten Commandments movie? You remember when Moses went up and got the Ten Commandments? Thou shalt not steal. Bam. Well, and then remember what they would. Oh, okay. Well, remember when they were down there. Dathan was like, "Let's make a golden calf. Aaron, fashion it for us." And like, then Moses came down and was like, what's going on down in the tent? Is that a war cry? That's not a war battle cry. That's the cry of revelry. And he got down there and they was like, oh, you're back now, huh? What? Did you call those 10 commandments to be a prince over us? And Moses held that. Those who do not live by the law shall die by the law. Bam! And the golden calf exploded, opened the ground up. So this is what you missed, man. The 16th chapter of Numbers is where they got that scene from, where the ground opened up and swallowed people in there. That's the movie makers, they took that scene and moved it to be an effect of Moses throwing the tablets into the golden calf and making it explode. So that's what they did. They mixed that up a little bit because originally in the Bible, Moses he just threw them down and they broke. The Ten Commandments broke, and and he said melt this calf and y'all drink from it. So yeah, that was the original biblical text. And the ground open up didn't happen until the 16th chapter of Numbers. So, yeah, that's. So, yeah, but of course they wanted some spectacle, of course, there. Yeah. And ironically, the Ten Commandments, smashing the golden calf and making it explode. I don't know if you ever played this game on Nintendo, but I had a game called Exodus. And one of the things, when you speak the word to the golden calf obstacle, it instantly exploded. Beep, bam, beep, bam. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Like Moses journeying to the promised land. That was for Nintendo. Yep. And yeah, I might, because I want to rewatch because I know they be having like Let's Play games on YouTube. So yeah, I definitely want to take a look at that there to kind of relive that. Moses going in the video game form, and I'll probably share it in the community tab. So y'all can click the link and take a look at it too. So yeah, it was a good game there. Yep, and it educated you with the Bible because it gave you little quizzes between each level to make sure the kids playing the game were also reading their Bible. So, yep, and to make sure you knew that Bible when you played the game there. Yep. Oh yeah, where I was there. So yeah, that's what happened in the 16th chapter. So okay, back with the 18th chapter. Oh yeah, yep, definitely 100. So they eat in your house first. Verse 13. The first ripe fruit of all that is in their land, which they bring to the Lord shall be yours. Everyone who is clean in your house may eat. Every devoted thing in Israel shall be yours. Everything that opens the womb of all the flesh, whether man or beast, which they offered to the Lord, shall be yours. Nevertheless, the firstborn of man or beast, which they offered to the Lord, shall be yours. Nevertheless, that you shall redeem, and their redemption price at a month old you shall redeem them. You shall fix at 5 shekels in silver according to the shekels of the sanctuary. which is 20 gaffs. But the firstborn of a cow, or the firstborn of a sheep, or the firstborn of a goat, you shall not redeem. They are holy. You shall sprinkle their blood on the altar, and shall burn their fat as a food offering with a pleasing aroma to the Lord. But their flesh shall be yours. The breast is weighed as the right thigh are yours. All the holy contributions of the people of Israel present to the Lord. I will give it to you, and to you sons and daughters with as perpetual due. It is a covenant of salt forever before the Lord, and for you and all your offspring with you. And the Lord said to Aaron, you shall have no inheritance in their land, neither shall you have any portion among them. I am your portion and your inheritance among the people of Israel. To the Levites I have given every tithe in Israel for an inheritance in return for their service that they do, for the service in the tent of the meeting, so that the people of Israel do not come near the tent of the meeting, lest they bear the sin and die. For the Levites shall do in the service of the tent of the meeting, and they shall bear their iniquity, for they shall be a perpetual statute throughout your generations, and among the people of Israel they shall have no the inheritance. For the tithe of the people of Israel, which they present as a contribution to the Lord, I have given to the Levites for an inheritance. Therefore they said of them that they shall have no inheritance among the people of Israel. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, moreover, you shall speak and say to the Levites that when you take from the people of Israel the tithe I have given to you for their inheritance, you shall present a contribution from it to the Lord, a tithe to a tithe, and your contribution shall be counted to you as though it were a grain of the threshing floor, and as the fullness of the winepress, so you shall also present a contribution to the Lord for all your tithes which you receive from the people of Israel, and from it you shall give to the Lord's contribution to Aaron the priest. Out of all the gifts to you, you shall present every contribution due to the Lord. From each its best part is to be dedicated. Therefore you shall say to them, when I have offered from it the best of it, then the rest shall be counted to the Levite as produce of the threshing floor, as a produce of the winepress. You may eat it in any place, you and your households, for it is your reward in return for your service in the tent of meeting, and you shall bear no sin by reason of it when you have contributed the best of it, but you shall not profane the holy things of the people of Israel, lest you die. And the laws for purification, check 19th chapter. Like they say in Digimon Frontier, a little purification. Now the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, this is the statute of the law that the Lord has commanded. Tell the people of Israel to bring you a red heifer without defect, in which there is no blemish, and on which a yoke has never come, and you shall give it to Eleazar the priest. It shall be taken outside the camp and slaughtered before him, and Eleazar the priest shall take some of its blood with his finger and sprinkle its blood toward the front of the tent of the meeting 7 times, and the heifer shall be burned in his sight, its skin, its flesh, and its blood, with all its dung, shall be burnt, and the priest shall take cedar wood and hyssop and scarlet yarn, and throw them into the fire, burning the heifer. And then the priest shall wash his clothes and bathe his body in holy water. Afterward, he may come into the camp, but the priest shall be unclean until the evening. The one that burns the heifer shall wash his clothes in water and bathe his body in water, and he shall be unclean until the evening. And the man who is clean shall gather up the ashes of the heifer and deposit them outside the camp in a clean place. They'll be kept in water for impurity of the congregation of the people of Israel. It is a sin offering. And the one who gathers the ashes of the heifer shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening in this perpetual state for the people of Israel and for the stranger that sojourns with them. Whoever touches the dead body of any person shall be unclean for 7 days. He shall cleanse himself with the water on the third day, and on the seventh day he will be clean. But if he does not cleanse himself on that third day, and on the seventh day he will not become clean. However, whoever touches the dead person of the body of anyone who has died and does not cleanse himself defiles the tabernacle of the Lord, and that person shall be cut off from Israel, because the water for impurity was not thrown on him. He shall be unclean, his uncleanliness shall be on him. This is the law for when someone dies in the tent. Everyone who comes into the tent and everyone who is in the tent shall be unclean for 7 days, and every open vessel that has no cover fastened on it is unclean. Whoever in the open field touches someone who was killed with the sword, or who died naturally, or touches a human bone or a grave, shall be unclean for 7 days. For the unclean, they shall take some ashes of a burnt sin offering, and fresh water shall be added in the vessel. And the clean person shall take hyssop and dip it in the water, and sprinkle it on the tent of the meeting, on the tent of all the furnishing, on the persons who were there, and whoever touched the bone and the slain or the dead in the grave. And the clean person shall sprinkle it on the unclean the third day and on the seventh day. And this is the seventh day that he shall cleanse them, and he shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and that evening he shall be clean. If a man who is unclean does not cleanse himself, that person shall be cut off from the midst of the assembly, since he has defiled the sanctuary of the Lord, because the water for impurity has not been thrown on him. He is unclean, and it shall be a statute forever. Whoever, the one who sprinkles the water for impurity shall wash his clothes, but the one who touches the water for impurity shall be unclean until the evening, and whatever the unclean person touches shall be unclean, and anyone who touches it will be unclean until the evening. And now the final chapter for the night, chapter 20, and we are that is a that we'll be that much closer to talking about old Balaam and Balak next Bible reading. Say that talking donkey, and I don't mean the one from Shrek. So, chapter 20, the death of Miriam. And the people of Israel and the whole congregation came into the wilderness of Zin. In the first month, the people stayed in Kadesh. Miriam died and was buried there. And now the waters of Meribah. Now there was no water for the congregation, and they assembled themselves together against Moses and against Aaron. Now this again. When will they learn? And the people quarreled with Moses and said, would that we had perished when our brothers perished before the Lord. Why have you brought the assembly of the Lord into the wilderness that we should die here, both we and our cattle? And why have you made us come up out of Egypt and bring us to this evil place? There is, say, it is no place for grain or figs or vines or pomegranates. There is no water to drink. And then Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly to the entrance of the tent of the meeting and fell on their faces. And the glory of the Lord appeared to them. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Take the staff and assemble the congregation, you and Aaron your brother, and tell the rock before their eyes." Listen carefully. He said to tell the rock. Tell the rock. Tell the rock before their eyes to yield its water. That's again, tell the rock to yield its water. So you shall bring water out of the rock and give drink to the congregation for their cattle. Moses took the staff before the Lord as he commanded him. But something different about to happen here. Moses and Aaron gathered the assembly together before the rock, and he said to them, "Hear now, you rebels. Shall we bring water for you out of this rock?" And Moses lifted up his hand and struck the rock with his staff twice. He told the God, now God told you, Moses, to tell the rock, not strike it. Oh, he don't listen very well, do he? So he struck the rock, and water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Because you did not believe in me to uphold as holy in the eyes of the people of Israel, therefore you shall not bring this assembly into the land that I giveth them." These are the waters of Meribah, where the people quarreled with God, and though he showed himself holy. So, yeah, Moses struck that rock instead of telling it like God instructed him to do. So, and then Moses sent them, and Edom refuses passage. Moses sent messengers from Kadesh to the king of Edom. "Thus says your brother Israel, you know all the hardships we met, how our fathers went down to Egypt, and we lived in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians dealt harshly with us and our fathers. We cried out to the Lord, and he heard our voice and sent an angel and brought us out of Egypt, and here we are in Kadesh, the city on the edge of your territory. Please let us pass through your land. We will not pass through a field or vineyard or drink water from a well. We will go along the king's highway. We will not turn aside to the right hand or to the left until we pass your territory." But Edom said, "You shall not pass." I couldn't resist that. "You shall not pass." Everybody get that reference? "Lest I come out with a sword against you." The people of Israel said to him, "We will go up the highways, and if we drink of your water, I and my livestock, then I will pay for it. Let me pass through on foot, nothing more." But he said, "You will not pass." And Edom came out with a large army, with a strong force, and Edom refused to give Israel passage through his territory, so Israel turned away. And the death of Aaron is the final thing for the night. And they journeyed from Kadesh, and the people of Israel and the whole congregation came to Mount Horah, Hor, and the Lord said to Moses and Aaron on Mount Horah, on the border of the land of Edom, "Let Aaron be gathered to the people, for he shall not enter the land that I have given to the people of Israel, because you rebelled against my commandment at the water of Meribah. Take Aaron and Eleazar and bring them up on Mount Horah, and strip Aaron of his garments and put them on Eleazar his son, and Aaron shall be gathered to his people and shall die there. And Moses did as the Lord commanded, and they went up to Mount Hor in the sight of the congregation, and Moses stripped Aaron of his garments and put them on Eleazar his son. And Aaron died there on top of the mountain. And Moses and Eleazar came down from the mountain. And when all the congregation saw that Aaron had perished, all the house of Israel wept for Aaron for 30 days. Right? So, yeah, so now that's it for tonight there. Next time we are going to be going into some battles there. Looks like Israel's going to be entering some battles for the 21st chapter. And right after that, we go in the 22nd chapter of next Bible reading night, Balaam and Balak and the talking donkey. Why have you struck me all? Why you struck me all these years? I had not been faithful to you. Yep. So we're gonna be hearing about that there next Bible reading there. So, ooh, excuse me that. So yeah, we're gonna be hearing about that. So about the talking donkey. So until then, yeah. Hope y'all definitely like, share, and subscribe. Definitely. Excuse me. Like, share, subscribe. Definitely get our available books and hit us up on that Patreon, just like the Iceman Universe, and see all his content. And Nettie, Hey Arnold, Naruto, One Piece, Spy Family, and Courage the Cowardly Dog. Also support the Miracle Crew. Yours truly, King Gabe, Queen Tina, Big Sis Casey, and of course, EJ the Supreme. And also definitely, like, you hang out with us in these live streams, definitely hang out with us in Discord and Facebook, and we can sell each other some stuff on the Macari app. And without further ado, we will see y'all next time in either the next video or live stream. So, y'all take care, everybody. Peace out.